So you're ready to break free from the narcissist. You're ready to move forward with your life, but at the same time, you want to hurt the narcissist. You want to get revenge. Well, let me tell you this. The best way to get revenge is to remain calm. And what I mean by calm is the analogy of calm. I'm going to explain to you in a minute what that means. Because what you got to remember, if you're breaking free from the narcissist, if you're letting go of the narcissist, and you're going to at the same time hurt them, whatever you do is going to hurt the narcissist. The narcissist, they like to be in control. They care about what they look like. They care about how other people see them. And if you don't see them in a good light anymore, they know that. Or if you call them out, or if you leave them, and other people are going to see that, they're going to make up these stories in their head that they need to take back control. They need to find a way to hurt you back. So that's what you got to remember when you're looking to break free and at the same time hurt the narcissist, or even if that's not your intention, that is what's going to happen. The narcissist is going to go through a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of trauma internally, going to go through a whole lot of I'm not worthy, I've been abandoned, right? So to do this, the most important thing you can do, as I said a minute ago, is remain calm. And calm stands for C, is cut the cord. And when I say cut the cord, I mean cut the cord. You've got to go no contact with the narcissist. You've got to move forward. You've got to be like, this is it. Okay? I am setting my stand now. This is my line in the sand. I'm drawing that line. I'm cutting that cord. And trauma bond is hard to cut, right? Because you've got that dopamine. Every time you think about them, you want to go back. You want to go back to them. They have conditioned you to believe that your life is better with them. Your life is safer with them. Even if it's not good with them anymore. Even if there's no love bombing anymore. Even if there's none of that. Because it's been so long. You might be thinking, yeah, but at least if I went back there, I would have a bit of peace. And that peace is just because you're familiar with it. The familiar is normally what we go to, right? If we've been in a toxic parenting relationships, or our parents were toxic when we were children, and we saw that, we would be like, now I'm going to consciously gravitate towards the same kind of thing. I'm going to gravitate towards relationship because we're trying to finish that drama loop. We're trying to finish that story, okay? That cycle, that arc of the story. We're trying to get some closure. And it's familiar to us. We don't see it as any different. We see that as exciting. We see that little drop of dopamine as exciting. We think that we need to fix someone. We think we need to help someone. If we have a mother wound or a father wound, we're now reliving that in our partner. And we see that and we want to fix. And that's why cutting the cord is so difficult. We have this trauma bond. We have this dopamine addiction. We have these hatches, these cords, if you will, that are holding us, that when we're trying to get away, they're calling us back. They're saying, yeah, just come back for one more. No different than an addict to drugs, to alcohol, to food. We're going for there because even though we know it's bad for us, when we open that cupboard with the treats in, because that's what we call them, as treats, even though they're bad for us, we go, well, one more won't hurt. And it's exactly the same. One more won't hurt is what we tell ourselves. But the truth is, when we go back for one more text messages from them, one more phone call, one more hookup, when we go back for that, what happens is we start that system again. So when we go back for that, what happens is we start that whole addiction again. Okay, so that withdrawal that we're going through, we've got to go through it. We've got to accept it. We've got to accept that going through the withdrawal is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy going through the withdrawal. That's what withdrawal is about. But we've got to stop going towards the easy things, the pleasure, the shopping, the food, the sex, the drugs. We've got to stop going towards them and start going towards the things that scare us, the things that hurt a little bit. And that doesn't mean going towards the narcissist because we know that they're bad. Start going towards the things like boredom, like our own feelings, like being on our own, being single, okay? Because these are things that we don't want. But we know that the way through that forest, that jungle, that fear, when we get through that to the other side, that is where we can live happily. That's where we can find peace. That's where we can be ourselves. That's where we can be authentic. That's where we can reinvent ourselves. So we've got to start going through that jungle. And that means doing the uncomfortable things. That means pushing towards the things that are uncomfortable. So that's why the first one is cutting that cord. A stands for aligning with your North Star. And what I mean by the North Star is that thing that's bigger than you, that thing that's more important than you, that's in the future. That version of you, that goal that you have, that purpose that you have, it's bigger than just, I want to get here to achieve X. It's like, I want that feeling. I want this enlightenment, if you will. There's something that's even more. And this doesn't have to be huge, but it's just got to be bigger than you. It's going to be, I want to create something. I want to help people who matter. I want to help my family. I want to help those loved ones who've been there for me. And I want to be there for other people. Getting out of yourself, getting out of your head, but in a space where you're safe, feeling good. So moving forward into that safe space, knowing where that is, knowing where this promised land is. And this brings us to the L, which is letting go of the illusion, leaving the illusion. Because that illusion that the narcissist created, that fantasy of this is what we could have, this is the way life could be, or even then the negative illusion of you're not good enough and without me, you'll struggle. Even that illusion, we end up going back because we're like, well, I don't want to struggle. He's created this illusion that what's in front of us is scary. This life without them is scary. But the truth is, we don't need them to dangle a carrot to just keep us dancing to their tune. We've got to start to create our own garden. We've got to start planting our own seeds and creating our own carrots. But these are carrots that you can actually eat because they're yours and you've created them. So what is that? Okay, leaving that illusion behind is so important. We've got to start looking at ways that the illusion was just an illusion, reminding ourselves, creating journals, journaling about how bad it was, journaling about all the lies, journaling about the truth, what matters to us. And then the M is move forward with purpose. Literally that moving, start making effort, start making new friends, start making the new business, start creating that podcast, start talking to people, start making opportunities for yourself. And stop waiting for the narcissist to turn around. Stop looking back. Stop hiding from the world. It's hard, but that is where we got to go. We got to move forward in that direction of this is what matters. This is me. This is my future self. And when we make that decision, do we go and have one more hit from the drug that we're addicted to? Or we say to ourselves, like, what would our future self say right now? Are we making that decision based on this is going to be good for me in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line? Or are we making the decision about right now I just want to be safe? Because that's why we've got to start doing this work. We've got to start the inner work, start rewiring the neural pathways so that we're allowing ourselves with boundaries, with purpose, with knowing our values, knowing who we are. This way we can start to move forward, make decisions that aren't based on the survival brain. They're based now on logic. They're based on future self. They're based on thriving rather than surviving. We don't want to survive anymore. We want to thrive. And to become that thriver, we've got to start looking at our values, start looking at what's internal, what matters to us. Because without what matters to us, we're looking at what matters to them, what matters to the narcissist. What matters to the narcissist is their control, their ego, their winning, their putting you down. And there isn't what we want. We don't want to be there. We want to be here. We want to be in the now. We want to be with us. We want to be by ourselves on our journey. And if we open up our gate to allow someone else to jump in, we allow them. And that's our decision based on facts, not just on them gaslighting us and crazy making and word salading to get into those good books or get into our life. And then before we know it, we end up living with them, working with them, doing their bidding for them. That's not where we want to be. We've got to start building this life, creating that life that matters to you. We've got to live. We've got to start doing the things that matter. Stop putting our love out in the world. Stop hiding who we are. Stop being authentic. Finding what authenticity even means. Because when you've been with a narcissist, you spent so long not being authentic because you're putting their needs first. You've been in survival. That's why complex trauma is so common with survivors of narcissistic abuse. People who've been through it are going through this complex trauma, this feeling of unsafety. So finding that safe place. And guys, if you found this video useful, please leave a comment down below and let us know exactly what it is that you're struggling with right now so we can help you to move forward. And don't forget to follow this channel for more.